Long time no see. I know it's been a long time since I made a video, but this is a spicy one. I'm going to be getting into Market Cipher's new secret weapon. Now, disclosure, I don't actually have the secret weapon, but I have a bunch of leaks that I've compiled, and I will be showing you my analysis from those leaks. So, what am I talking about? What about leaks? All right. Well, first off, a few months ago, Flopping Groper posted this image, which I've made a little bit bigger, in the Discord along with his technical analysis. This image was our first, now confirmed image of the secret weapon, so coined by CryptoFace himself. It was actually confirmed later in his stream. I believe it was 26:30. Here you go. He posts, or he gives us this little snippet of the secret weapon as a teaser at 26:34 on this stream when he went live. Later, even later, he posted on the Discord again this image of a DBSI along with his technical analysis. These are the 3 leaks that I have of the secret weapon, and there is plenty of information to get off of this, so let's get into it. So number 1, the first thing you'll probably notice is that these candlesticks are a little bit different than what we're used to, right? I mean, these aren't just any normal Heiken Ashis, are they? Now, from every single leak, we can tell that they are indeed Heiken Ashis. The candle starts at the average of the last candle. So that does indicate to us that it is indeed a Heiken Ashi indicator. But we'll get a little bit more into that soon. But what you do notice is that it's not like normal Heiken Ashi. Normal Heiken Ashi candles, although they start at the average of the last candle, are in 2 colors, red and green, or red and blue, or whatever colors you set it to indicate. But it's a trend indicator. It starts at the average of the last candle and it makes it smoother, because when you're using standard candles, it gets choppy. It's red, green, red, green, red, green, based on the price action of that candle, whereas a Heiken Ashi kind of just smooths it out for you, right? Simple enough. The secret weapon kind of does this. It kind of smooths out the candles, but it is not necessarily your standard Heiken Ashi. The first thing I want to know about this, and I'll go over what I've noticed with these candlesticks, but the first thing I want to know is, does this work with standard candles? Because every single leak that we have, it uses Heiken Ashi. It does not use standard candles. Does that mean it cannot use standard candles? To be determined, right? It would be really cool if we had the precision data that we get with standard candles rather than using the average of the last candle of a Heiken, and still get that Heiken-ish effect where we get that colored trend rather than the very choppy red and green. That would be cool. So that's something I'm going to be looking into with later leaks in the future, or if we actually get access to the secret weapon. Alright, now let's actually go over what I believe are momentum indicators within the candlesticks. We have 3 colors, and I call these fill colors. So we have 3 fill colors. And we have 2 border colors. I'm just going to put B box for border, and we're going to see times 2. Alright, so the border colors are very easy to identify. They're red and they're green. They're either bullish or they're bearish. You can see here, red, green, red, green, red, green. Those are your border colors, right? It's bordering the candle, but the actual candle themselves have a fill color on the inside. And the fill color is what is going to tell you or give you confluence onto whether the trend is continuing or changing. And the 3 fill colors are quite simply light gray, which is bearish, gray, which is neutral, or not necessarily neutral. I'll get to that in a second. So gray, so you don't mistake it for green, and blue. All right, so blue is an obviously bullish indicator, whereas gray is an obviously bearish indicator. And then you have a kind of this medium candle, which is just standard dark gray. We'll put D gray for dark gray. All right, so those are our fill indicators. It might seem like there's other colors, like a darker blue, but there's not. This is actually the same color. If I were to take this, you'll see that it is fairly the same color no matter where I click, and that is because it is the same color. It is the same fill color. Why this looks more blue than the blue next to it is because of the border makes it pop. The border color makes it pop. All right, but there's very clearly a dark gray, a blue, and a gray. Some candles get too squished and they're just overlapped by their border color. These ones aren't actually green. They're probably just light gray with a green border. All right, so how do we interpret these candlesticks? And honestly, it's pretty simple. The way I'm looking for is simply just bearish to bearish and bullish to bullish. That's what I'm looking for. And this gray candle could be your candle to initiate that jump in, potentially, right? So what gray to me represents is a potential trend reversal where it's a weakening of the current trend in favor of the opposite trend. All right, so let's start here. Let's start at the big trend change. We got gray bordered by red. That is bearish. We have a bearish fill with a bearish border. And then all of a sudden we see, look, there's another gray candle, but it has a green border. So it is a bearish candle with a green border. That's a non-confluential signal, not a very strong signal either. We can still see that it kept coming down until when we started to see multiple candles start to print. All right, we get a bearish candle just like this one, but with a green border. And then we get that trend reversal candle, the gray with a green border. So it's saying trend reversal with a green border is bullish. And then we get the blue candles on the inside, the blue fill, the bullish fill. And it kind of does that at the top too. All right, at the top we get blue surrounded by red. All right, so it's weakening the trend, but the trend continued anyways. Now we see our first trend reversal gray candle with a red border. All right, so that's our confluence to it could be the end of the trend. Now it wasn't. It came down a little bit, pumped back up. Whatever, we need more confluence, more indicators. That's why we have Market Cipher B below us. But eventually, this signaled that this area was kind of the top. We had it again right here. Gray candles with a red border. So just as we had a gray candle with a green border, now we're getting a gray candle with a red border. And then it turned into light gray, red, all the way down. Now it doesn't always have to go blue to gray to red, or blue to gray to light gray, and light gray to blue. It doesn't. It can just instantly switch if it's volatile enough. And here's a good example of it right here, where we had red candles in a trend. We got that double bottom, and we never got a dark gray candle. It just went light gray, boom, blue. Sure, that didn't really signify much of a move, but it happened. And this is on a big chart. This is on the daily chart right here. So these are daily candles. So these moves are pretty big. So if it's volatile enough, it will skip this gray candle. This gray candle is not guaranteed. So that's what we have. We have the three fill colors and the two border colors. What I want to see for my immediate analysis is the two together. We want to see blue candles with green borders, and we want to see light gray candles with red borders. That's what we want to see for trend continuation. And for trend reversal, we want to see gray candles with our preferred border. So if we're looking to enter a short and we see a gray candle, we better see a gray candle with red. And if we're looking to enter a long, we better see that gray candle with green, right? So that's some confluence in just this candlestick indicator. All right, let's move on. Something else we noticed in this leak is on Market Cipher Bravo. You'll see right here at the top, he's got some indicators that aren't typically on Market Cipher, right? What are these? Well, I know what these are. This is a squished DBSI indicator. You can tell very clearly if I took the DBSI indicator I have right now on the standard candles, the normal DBSI that we have, and I move it to the existing pane below, it'll kind of do something weird like he did on his chart. All right, so that's kind of what we see right here. However, I'm going to be frank with y'all. I don't exactly know what these are. These are potentially just alpha cipher indicators like you see here. X's, yellow X's, squished onto the bottom indicator. His own indicator that he has, it's another Market Cipher. Maybe it's part of the secret weapon. Absolutely no idea. I can only guesstimate as to what these X's could potentially mean. However, on the alpha cipher, right, on Market Cipher A, I call it alpha cipher because I'm military, we can see that these indications on the tops of the candles are potentially what those are. And what they mean, if you don't know what they mean, are they're indicating what the super trend is doing. Okay, so the super trend is this EMA web, whether it's gray or blue. And when these EMA's, exponential moving averages, cross, we get a red X. And when they cross on the same candlestick as a apex, a bearish apex, we get a blood diamond. And it's the same thing for the bulls. When we get a bunch of bullish EMAs crossing blue, we get a yellow or a blue triangle, and then a green dot later on, usually later on, depending on how many of them cross bullish. I think triangle is 3. I think green dot is 4 to 5. I've never really tested it. That's kind of just how it is. And I have this white dot that I put myself to indicate all of them are crossed. And here are the EMAs themselves. You'll see that right here, EMA 5, 11, 15, 18, 21, whatever. These 8 ribbons are the Market Cipher Alpha EMA web. These 2 that I have marked very specifically are the most important to me. And why are they the most important? Because when these ones cross, the entire EMA web, the super trend, as it's called, is either bullish or bearish. So when those 2 cross bearish, it's bearish. When those 2 cross bullish, it's bullish. Bearish, bearish. Bullish, bullish, right? And I think this is where we're getting into the second leak here. You can see when CryptoFace posted this on a second leak, he's not using Alpha Cipher on the secret weapon. He is using this EMA area. Rather than an EMA web, he is using an EMA area where it's all filled in right here. I put them side by side right here when he took the picture. Just delete this candle real quick and you'll see that these are exactly the same side by side from Market Cipher A versus the secret weapon. All right, there's a lot to go over here, but what I want to go over first is that this EMA area versus this EMA web is completely different. But you'll notice that these 2 EMAs right here look very, very similar to this EMA area. Now, technically, you can see how it crosses right here on this candlestick, which is on this chart is this candlestick. However, on the alpha cipher, they crossed on this candlestick. At least they confirmed. So I don't know if they're exactly the same EMAs or this is just like a visual kind of thing where it actually printed on this candle, confirmed on this candle, printed on this candle, confirmed on this candle, so it views it like that, and it actually is the same. I'm not too certain, but it is very similar to having just these two EMAs and an area between them. All right, so that's what I've noticed with this EMA trend. We'll have to do more testing once we actually get the secret weapon on our hands to see what it actually means. Now, the biggest part of the secret weapon, what I've noticed, is the DBSI. So the DBSI is a dual band strength index. It is an indicator, it is a point system where you got points on the tops of the candles and points on the bottom of the candles representing force, bullish force and bearish force. All right. So they're fighting each other. The force is fighting each other. And what you're looking for is trend, right? So you can see here, negative. So that's negative bullish force. 0, 1, 10, 11, 16. You can see that it is increasing in force on the bottom. It is pushing, pushing, pushing. 25, 26, 27. Boom. We get that price pop. All right. Typically, you're looking for a number more than 14 for your reversal. That's just what I've noticed. That's what CryptoFace has stated that he likes. You want a number on the standard DBSI above 14. All right. And you'll see on the tops of the candles, 17, 15, 6, 3, -5. It's decreasing in strength. So decreasing in strength, increasing in strength. Price up, price up. All right. Simple enough. And it's doing the same thing on this side. So it is a point scale. It is the lowest point scale a candle can be is -5. And the highest point scale it can be is 36. I'm gonna take that back and say 35. 35 is the highest point scale it can be. -5 is the lowest it can be. So this candle in particular is the most powerful DBSI indication you can have, where one side is the strongest possible and one side is the weakest possible. All right. Now, on the normal DBSI that we currently have access to, I have never, ever seen more than a 28. I've seen plenty of 28s. I have never seen more than a 28, even though this DBSI is perfectly capable of going all the way up to 35. I have never seen more than a 28. Evan Aldo's live. Very nice. I've never seen more than a 28. All right. This strikes me because on this new DBSI indicator, not only does it go very quickly to 28, but pops to a number I've never witnessed before, because I've never witnessed the 29, I've never witnessed the 30, and all of a sudden we have a 35 on this indicator. So there's a clear difference where you can see here 25, 26, 25, 28, 35, 27, right? Clear difference between the DBSIs. Now, what is not clear to me is how the bottom here seems to be exactly the same. These numbers right here seem to be exactly the same as each other. I don't know how that happened, but 0, 1, 10, 11, 0, 1, 10, 11, probably 16, 25, right? These are exactly the same. However, the tops are not. 17, 15, 6s, 3. There's 23, 14, 14, 11. Completely different. So there's going to be a lot of analysis that I'm going to have to do when the secret weapon comes out available to us to actually see like what the difference is. But there are some clear differences. Now, what is not different is another part of the DBSI indicator, and that is the 200 EMA. So the 200 EMA is part of the DBSI. You can see here, I can turn it on and off. And what it basically is exactly that. It's the 200 exponential moving average. When price is below the exponential moving average, it is red. When price is above the moving average, it is green. It is the exact same on the secret weapon. And I can tell this if I open up this chart I got here, where you'll see I have this picture of these two side by sides. This is from his stream, right? Oh, crap. I'll just leave that there. This is from his stream, where you can see that the dual band strength index EMA is right here, and again it's right here. So we're only looking at these candlesticks in reference, right? So I can just erase all this. It's too much data, and you'll see that these two charts right here are exactly the same, except this has a couple extra red candles at the end, right? So DBSI line, they're the same. It's still the 200 EMA. Now you'll notice here very clearly that on the side-by-side, the EMA area versus the super trend EMAs is very different, right? So it still looks pretty indicative that the top two EMAs, which are indeed 29 and 33, might be the culprits behind the EMA area. That's just what I'm getting from this. So, to be honest, that's about all I got when it comes to these new indicators that haven't even come out yet. This is my best guess from not actually having the code or actually having the script to look at myself and backtest. This is only through leaks that I've discovered or just seen, right? That we've all seen. And I hope this was informative. I hope this turns out to be somewhat true when it actually comes out, but that's my best guess right now. So just to close it out, I'd like to say that I am officially now a part of Evan Aldo's academy, his new academy that he came out. It's different from Market Cipher Academy. I'm not to that level yet. I haven't talked to their crews. But yeah, you can get consultation with me one-on-one. You can book it here at aldoacademy.as.me. You can schedule an appointment. And there's a bunch of other analysts on here, a part of Evan Auto's Discord, that are great. And I've learned a lot from them. You'll also notice that I have Ben Coin chart up here. You know, Ben Coin. Let's go, Ben. Other than that, I'll be headed out.